Okay, this is my 08 KLR650. It's got 30,000 Ks on the clock. I've had it since new. It's just pretty stock standard. I'll run over a few little things that I've done. At the moment I'm running a 90% road tyre. That's a Michelin Anarchy. Very good on the road, not very good off-road obviously. There's a few little additions that I've done to the bike. I've kept it pretty stock. One of the first things I did was, this is the battery case obviously. I've run a lead straight from the battery into a fuse box, or its own little fuse housing, and what I've done is, this is just a waterproof blade fuse, or waterproof housing I bought from electronics store. It was pretty cheap. Runs a 15 amp blade fuse and just has a waterproof cover on top. Now what I found is, in the battery case there's a little metal tag. This obviously has a side piece there to screw in somewhere. That just seems to lock in there quite nicely. Now this is a direct line. I've run it in under the tank and up against some of the wiring loom. I've run it around through the bike. I've come out on the other side of the tank, just with this small plug here. Now this plug, I took the negative of this plug, run it back in and earthed it onto the frame, and then run the 12 volts obviously straight through here. So I've got 12 volts directly from the battery. And I'll come over here, I've got the nose cone off at the moment. Okay, this is the other side of my plug. Okay, runs up under the side of the fairing, and what I've got here is a cigarette lighter plug. It's a marine one I bought from a boat shop, so it's waterproof. It's got the rubber cap, it's quite durable, and it's mounted in behind the fairing. Okay, and I've just got a piece of aluminium, cut it roughly to size. I've mounted it at the back here on one of the bolts. Come forward, I've bent it to match in with the fairing, and that bolts in there. The biggest advantage of this, I think, is it keeps things out of the weather. I've seen 12 volt systems up on the dash of the bike, but I think where they are, the handlebars can foul on accessories that you got plugged in, so I've decided to put it in under there. Now why I ran it outside of the loom and direct is so that I can run this system here. Now this is just your standard battery charger, but it also has a maintenance facility in the system, so it'll just maintain the battery. If you're not riding your bike for a while, you just plug this in. Plugs in 240 volts, which is standard here. Put plenty of lead on it, and then on the other end I'll fit it with a cigarette lighter plug. So if the bike's going to sit in the shed, I can just plug that in. I don't have to take off the seat to get to the battery or any of the side panels. That one there. Okay, now what else have I done to this guy? I've just finished, why the nose cone's off is because I've just finished a mod that I saw on YouTube. One of the guys has done the hard work by coming up with the mod. What it is the indicator mod. So there's your standard indicator light down there. On a sunny day I don't seem to see that. Sometimes ride along with my indicators on. So what I've done is I've added a little LED light. Obviously you can see there flashing, and I've put one on the other side, and that just sort of brings it up more into a visual area, a visual range. Very simple mod, really easy to do. I'll just quickly run through how I did that. The LEDs I brought from J-Car, I think it was $7 for two. They're, I don't know if you can see it, they're a chrome fitting with the LED inside it. They bolt, they've got a little retainer bolt at the back, can bolt up in there, and you've got a positive and negative wire. I ran the positive and negative wire, ran some added wire to it, soldered it on, came down along the wiring loom and out into the indicator plug. As all I did was I broke into the wires, both positive and negative, and just soldered that in. Did the same on the other side. Where are we? There's my indicator wire, and there's the mod going up to the other side. It's very simple, earth to earth, positive to positive, and you've got your left and right. That's pretty much all the mods I've done on this bike. As I said, I've kept it very simple, and so far I'm really happy with it. It's run really well. Just another very quick one. I found the clutch lever was a bit too far forward for my hands, and I didn't really want to spend big money at the time because I just bought the bike. So what I did was I found, which I've now lost, one of these. It's a roofing screw for tin roofs. On the screw is a little hard rubber washer. Now what I did was I undid the clutch cable, dropped it out of the clutch handle, out of this section, so it was free. I fed 2 of those over the clutch cable so it would sit between the clutch handle and the end. So what that does is it actually moved the clutch handle, it just moved it back probably 15 mil, maybe 20 mil, and just brought it in a much more comfortable range with my hands, so I didn't really have to reach out for it. So yeah, that's that one. And that's it, that's my 08 KLR.